Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in to Motivational Life Global. I'm your host, Mike. And excuse my voice. I'm not sure if a few of you are aware, but
long story short,
just real quick, I was hospitalized last December for what I thought was an asthma attack, and come to find out, I had bronchitis, a cold, and pneumonia all at one time. And so though it was pretty severe, and I'm thankful to be alive. I'm blessed to be alive. I almost passed away. The grace is to the Father. I woke up out of sedation and had no idea what I had really been through. But for the emotion of the doctors and the nurses who treated me very well, showing so much emotion to where I had to what I had made it through. And so, it's nothing that I did. It's just the grace of the Father who kept me around. And I'm not owed anything because I'm becoming successful. It's just the grace of the Father. So I'm just thankful to be here, and excuse my voice as I'm still waiting on my voice to heal. But we're going to go ahead and start off with the quote of the day. And this quote is from Socrates. And the quote is, "To find yourself, think for yourself." Again, from Socrates. The quote is, "To find yourself, think for yourself." And then we're going to go ahead and get on with the topic of the day. And we'll be talking about social media and how the downside is our lack of discipline, not actually social media itself. And so there's a lot going on social media. There's a lot of content on social media that a lot of us may deem unhealthy, right? But the thing with social media is we have the choice of what to watch and what not to watch. So it's actually up to us as individuals to watch things that will educate us, things that we can learn from, and things that will grow us mentally and emotionally. And we have to take advantage of the options and the choices that we have of what to watch and what not to watch. A lot of individuals are almost hypnotized by social media, by what they're watching, right? It's not the actual apps, right? It's not the actual content, because we have options on what to watch. Many times, I wonder if any of you guys notice, but in a public place, or on the bus or on the train, or maybe at the mall in a food court, but a lot of individuals nowadays, like when you look at them, like they all had their heads down, right? Get on the train, get on the bus, they have their heads down. Everybody's like hypnotized. Their faces are down. They're not really paying too much attention to their actual environment, right? They're more paying attention to what they're watching. Another thing that I'm noticing is that a lot of individuals, they're watching this content and they have it on repeat. Right? and you may hear some things, right? And like not some things, but you actually hear their content because they're not wearing earbuds, right? So you hear like everything is shorts now, right? So there's a lack of attention. So you're hearing individuals who are watching like 5 to 10 seconds of content, right? And so you'll hear like 5 seconds of a song on repeat for like 30, 40, 50 times. And then you'll hear content from like, I don't know, maybe a basketball game, and you'll hear that on repeat. And these things, the form of content and how they're watching it is actually affecting the mind. It's affecting the mental, right? Because I almost go Looney Tunes when I hear these things. I'm like, you're watching the first 5 seconds of a song and you hear it on repeat. Then you hear the next thing they watch. You hear that on repeat for like another 20 seconds. Then you hear something else they're watching. That's on repeat. And I'm like, I gotta pull my earbuds out and put my earbuds in because I can't even, like it's driving me Looney Tunes hearing what they're watching, right? Everything is short form. So following an algorithm has everyone with a lack of attention, right? And again, I say following because we have the option of what we want to watch and what we want to consume. What we don't have is the discipline to watch things and to be mindful of what we're consuming, right? And so now everyone's like, there's like a lack of attention. So an individual doesn't want to watch something that's like 5 minutes long, let alone a half hour or maybe an hour. Everything has to be short form, and that's because as a society, we're losing discipline on attention. We're losing discipline on focus, right? We aren't focusing like we used to. We don't have the attention span like we used to. And this is not the fault of social media. This is the fault of ourselves individually, right? It's the fault of ourselves individually because we're following instead of leading, right? We follow whatever the algorithm feeds to us, and then we're gonna watch that. Many times we don't go into the search engine and find things outside of what the algorithm is feeding us. We'll just go with whatever the algorithm feeding us. That's what everybody else is watching. So we want to stay in the loop and we want to watch what everybody else is watching. But the things that everyone else is watching isn't really conducive to our mind state. It's not conducive to our mental health. We're not learning anything. We're not educating ourselves. And so it's the lack of discipline. We can't really, excuse me. We can't continue to blame social media apps for the lack of discipline that we have as a society. Now, I watch a lot of things like everybody else does, but I'm not hypnotized, right? I'm not hypnotized by short form content. I watch a lot of long form content still, right? A lot of the things that come through my feed, I don't watch. What happens is we're so busy following the algorithm that we don't have faith in ourselves to be able to lead the algorithm, right? To be able to create our own algorithm, create our own lane. We pretty much just, like I say, we watch what everybody else is watching because we don't create our own lane enough. We don't create our own algorithm. We don't step outside of the algorithm. And so, and a lot of times, so individuals who are highly intelligent, the kids who are in boarding schools, private schools, they aren't the leaders of the algorithm, right? They aren't the leaders of the algorithm. They might watch some things, but they aren't the leaders of this algorithm of content that I think is making our brains in the mush. I believe that one day they're going to do some type of research, and they're going to show that our lack of discipline on what we're watching on social media for such long periods of time is decreasing our brain function and making our brain cells into mush. See, because the brain, like your body, if you don't exercise, if you're not active, you'll lose muscle mass. You'll lose muscle. And it's just the same as the brain. When you're not actively learning and educating yourself, which is what exercises the brain has to, like, maybe not literally shrink, but you're losing something important that the brain needs to be able to grow, right? If you're not growing your brain, then there's a lack of decision-making skills. There's a lack of knowledge, right? You do yourself a disservice by not exercising the brain so that it can grow. There's a lack of creativity, right? And so when you spend most of and a majority of your time watching others, you decrease your own creativity, right? You decrease the ability to be creative, right? Decision-making skills. You decrease this ability by being hypnotized by social media so much, so often. Books. No one reads books anymore, right? Only who? The highly educated. But the average person should be reading just as well, just as much, right? And another thing is, like, when you have a decrease in brain function, you're more apt to be a follower than a leader, right? Because you're spending most of your time following instead of leading. And you don't have the true ability, you decrease your ability to lead because you're doing so much following. Again, so many individuals, they're in public, they're not paying attention to their environment, they're not paying attention to their surroundings because they have their head down on their phone, right? They're in what? Social media. And they're hypnotized by social media. And so again, it's not social media that is the problem. It's our lack of discipline on how much social media we consume and what form of social media we consume. And I'm speaking of long form, short form content. So now you have so I want to get back to who's watching what, who's leading the algorithm. Again, you have kids who are in boarding schools, private schools. They have a certain discipline because of the individuals around them. I also want to make this point too. I kind of got to throw a lot of things in so that I don't forget, because it's a lot that I want to say. So I want to speak about kids being on social media at such young ages. And one of the issues that we're having is that a lot of parents are allowing their kids to watch so much social media because it's almost like a babysitter. And so social media is not a babysitter. A tablet is not a babysitter. A lot of the times parents are allowing their kids to just grab the tablet, have a phone at 5 or 6 years old, because they're hypnotized as well. But you also got to understand that it's not just the kids who are hypnotized, it's the adults who are also hypnotized by social media. So when the kids are watching their parents scroll all day, all night, of course they're going to do the same thing. Many parents are allowing their kids to scroll all day, all night, because it's taking the attention off of them, and the kids are more like, they have their face in the phone all day, all night. So when they're more, when they're being distracted, then the parents have less work to do, right? You don't have to worry about the little guy, the little girl running up, asking you so many questions, asking you for this, asking you for that, because they're distracted. Another thing about being distracted by social media, it's not social media that is distracting us, it's us that are distracting ourselves, again, by what we consume, for how long we consume it. The fact that we don't have discipline to watch a little bit of content sometimes, not all the time, right? We're watching it all day long. We're watching it all night. It's taking up our time, right? Kids don't go outside as much because they have a tablet, they have a phone, they're on social media. It's distracting them from being active, right? And so this is the issue, and it's not social media. It is our lack of discipline when we consume social media, right? Again, social media is not a parent's babysitter. A tablet or a phone is not a parent's babysitter, right? And so we have to understand this as well. The more you consume content that doesn't grow you, doesn't educate you, it's like the less successful you'll be in life. Your chances are lower, right? Because you're not learning. How can you be successful when you're not learning? A lot of times we have to teach ourselves. The schools in certain neighborhoods have books from like 100 years ago. So certain school districts are already behind because of their lack of modern and updated curriculum. The books that they have are outdated. Another thing for me is that how are they using their phones during class time? You know, like that's wild to me that so many classrooms are distracted with the students having their cell phones, using their cell phones during class time. So shout out, a pair of glasses off to all the schools who have now made it a thing where during class time you have to put your phone in a locker, right? You're not allowed to use your phones, have your phones on you during class times. And then you have a lot of parents who will say, well, what if an emergency occurs? And, you know, but we gotta, as parents, you have to figure out what's more important. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out what's more important, that your kids on their phone during class time, or they're actually learning or paying attention during class time. Maybe there'll be something where a teacher may say, hey, well, these students are pretty attentive. They don't need to put their phone in the lockers, right? And so, but we do have to have something. I think all schools should have it that all students in all classes should have their phones put away and in a locker during class time. I don't think that we should even have an option. I think that should be within modern education, right? Because when you have new times call for new efforts, new practices, right? That wasn't a thing. We didn't have cell phones during my time in school, right? We had other things that distracted us, but it wasn't a cell phone. That's outrageous that kids are actually allowed to have their cell phones, and teachers have to go back and forth. Thank you.
Also, they need to learn about civics and government.
Civics and government, that's great. That's a great idea. So someone, as I'm walking, said that the kids also need to learn more about civics and government. And I totally agree. So we have to be more attentive to the future, right? And the kids are the future. So we have to have more discipline as parents on how much social media they consume and what type of social media they're consuming. And we can't blame it on the creators of the apps and say, oh, well, they created this app and it's turned into a monster. But we as individuals have to make sure that we are watching what our kids are doing. Where we have to make sure that we're watching what we're doing as adults, because the kids are watching us. And I think it's pretty wild how many adults are addicted to social media. Again, I watch all types of things on social media, right? I don't just watch, I watch all types of entertainment. But what I feel is, and that's called being well-rounded. There's nothing wrong with being well-rounded. But to just watch what we deem entertainment 24/7, I mean, we can watch entertainment that we can learn from. I like a lot of DIY videos. Show you how to use things in your house that you may have sitting around to complete tasks, everyday tasks. It's creative, so we need to watch more of things that get us to be creative, motivate us to be creative, inspire us to be creative. We need to watch more content that strengthens the left side and the right side of our brains. And so, that's pretty much my view and my take on social media, and it not being social media as the problem, but the problem being ourselves and our lack of discipline. And so, with that being said, I thank you all so much for your attention. It's so great to be back. I'm so blessed to have your support. There's so many supporters. There's so many supporters that are on, that support me. That it's like, it means the world to me. And I'm really thankful and grateful. I'm so thankful and grateful for everyone who actually wants to see me get somewhere and who supports me and being outwardly and openly acknowledged. So I really thank you guys. I love you guys, actually. I'm so thankful to be back again. Excuse my voice, but I'm just blessed to be alive. And so we're gonna end this one with a quote from me, Mike of Motivational Life Global. And the quote is, "You evolve, you don't change. And when you evolve, don't change." Again, the quote is, "You evolve, you don't change. And when you evolve, don't change. Thank you guys so much. It's an honor and a pleasure that you would take time out to hear me out, listen to me. It's a great day. Wintertime, right? Aren't we all tired? Like, good grief. All the snowbanks, the weather, the cold. It just feels so great to be outside and be in great weather. Even though all seasons are great, right? There's something that we can take from all seasons. Now, do we want all seasons months long? Not really, depending on which one it is. So thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful for your love and your support. Motivational Life Global.